Yay! We're live! Technically. Ah, gente, um cabelo aqui. There's a piece of hair here. Remember hair? How are you doing today? Let me see. Technically, is it still waiting? That's why I always say technically, because I don't think I'm live. Why am I not live right now? Wait. Why? I sometimes.
Why?
Esse áudio, peraí, vamos diminuir. I sometimes hate this delay, guys, because, I technically think that I'm not live, and I am. So bear with me. I really thought that I wasn't live. But I am live. Yay. I was like, what am I supposed to do? Because I've done everything correctly. Like, I plugged and linked everything what it was supposed to be. So hi guys, how are you doing? I missed you. Let's see who is live here with me today. We have Emerson. Hello, Emerson. Good evening, everyone. Juverton. Hey, Juverton. Marcelo. Hi, guys, and teacher. Nerdelli. Hello, Desnaid. Hi, Desnaid. Hi, Erika. Hi, everyone. Dinor. Hello, guys. Felipe Carajá. How's it going? I like what you say. How's it going? Guys, this is something that it's super important. I think we've already had a greeting class. Of course, you can say, how are you? Which is perfect. And be careful with the intonation. It's not how are you, but how are you? How are you? And there isn't that dialogue in English, like, how are you? I'm fine, thanks, and you? I'm fine too. These things are just on the book, okay? Real life, it never happens. It's just like, how's it going? Like Karaja said, how's it going? How are you doing? How are things? But how are you as well? But not like, I'm fine, thanks, and you? I'm fine too. I think you know what I mean, right? Hey, what's up? Good evening. Edson is here. Luis is here. Anna, you're also here. That's so great, guys. Welcome to one more live transmission. Welcome, actually, you as well, if you're watching the replay of this class, because I'm pretty sure lots of students are going to watch this class later, actually, because they're working, studying, just working on their lives. So today, guys, we're going to have a grammar class. So last one, we talked about parts of the body, remember? 41 classes. Is there anyone in here that is the first time watching my class live, that maybe was just watching the replay but not live classes? So if it's your first time, just say hello here. I want to know. Hey, Marcelo, how are you doing? And this is our lesson number 41. So make sure you watch our previous classes, okay, guys? It's super duper important. Sometimes we were just so busy, we skip one class or two because, we just couldn't attend that class. And it's okay. It's okay as long as you watch the class later, because everything that I share here, the other teachers as well share during the classes, our topics are things that are going to help you improve your English. So sometimes you're just going to say, parts of the body, I'm not going to need it. You never know. You never know. Like, life is just so crazy that sometimes I'm not going to travel abroad, but then you meet an American, a Chinese, or someone who, I don't know, just has a part of the body that's hurt, and you got to rush to the hospital, and you got to understand and know what's going on so you can help. So never, ever underestimate anything in English, guys, because something, I know that, and sometimes we don't know everything. Actually, we never know everything. So that's it. Sonia, hello. Carlos saying, hello, it's my first time. So welcome. Actually, welcome everyone, but welcome. Carlos is a special one because this is his first time. Okay, guys. Sonia and Claudinha. Hello, Claudinha. So as I was telling you, we're going to have a grammar class. If I'm not wrong, one or two of you have asked me in the VIP comments saying that you would like to have this class, which is some, any, and no. This is our topic today. So I'm going to start just sharing my screen, and you let me know in case you don't see it. So share. And technically, you'll be seeing my screen in a few seconds, right? So this is lesson number 41, grammar and vocab. And guys, you always have the MP3 file with the PDF file. So have you been listening to the audio that I'm recording to you guys? Because I highly expect you guys to listen to it. You know, it's super important that, you know, you just download it and just listen while you're going to work, when you're going to the gym, whatever. Just try to add English to your daily routine. Just try to put it in every time that you have free, okay? So just listen to the audios. That's important, okay? So, as I was telling you, some, any, and no. Terezinha saying, yeah, I think it's with regards to the audio, right, Terezinha? So, some, any, and no. Guys, today I'm going to explain to you all the details that we have related to this topic, and also somewhere, something, someone, somebody, because they are all related. So once you understand the grammar, once you understand the topic behind, I'm pretty sure it's going to be much easier when we have like anything or nothing or no one and all these other words that are formed by the root words, actually, some, any, and no. All right? So let's get started. So guys, I'll just start with some good news here with regards to this topic. You're gonna see it's not difficult. It's not something like, ooh, I'm gonna take like a long time to understand or practice. It's just like there are rules and exceptions. So it's super important that you understand both rules and exceptions, so you understand and you know how to use it and when to use it. And when somebody just talks to you and use some of this structure, one of the tips that I give you is every time you're learning something new, like here, some, any, or no, try to be aware every time you're listening to a podcast, or I don't know, you're watching a TV show, or I don't know, anything, guys. Just pay attention to some, any, and no. Like this one specifically, because that's the topic that we're going to have today. Because when you see how things work in the real life, you know, in reality, you are going to, I don't know, in my opinion, things just get much clearer, like much more clear. Every time that I just learn one new expression and I'm like, okay, I think I understand, but I still don't know how to apply. I really try to pay attention, because not only the expressions, but also the grammar and everything else, these things are super common in English. So you're not just going to listen once or twice. You're going to listen to it like many times. So when you start paying attention to it, it's you kind of see it every time. It's like that joke, like when you buy a car, like a specific car, whatever, you can name one. And then after you buy that car at that color, but a specific that car, you're just like, oh my God, I feel like the world has that car right now, because I just see everyone buying it. Like before buying this car, I didn't see it around, but now I just see this car. Like I always make confusions with names, guys. I'm terrible with names. I think it's Explorer. It's not Explorer. I don't know the name of my car. I'm terrible at car makes and car names and whatever. It's a Ford one, guys. And before buying this car, I was like, oh, it's a nice one, because I don't see it very often. And after buying this car, I see it all the time. The same happens to the English language. So we said, what is this expression? After you learn the expression, you kind of listen to it all the time. Like one of the last ones, guys, these I'm not talking about the topic, but I'm talking about the language, which is important to you, okay? So all those things are planned, like that I decided to bring to you. But one expression actually was it ran out of my mind. It's more often than not. Let me write down. This is kind of new to me, this expression. Here. I don't know if you know that, if it's your first time seeing more often than not. I don't know if we have anything like that in Portuguese, but like, for example, Tuca's boss, because some days Tuca works from home, you know, and his boss was saying that she would like him to go to the office more often than not. I don't know if we have anything like that in Portuguese, but you want that situation to happen more frequently than not frequently. So more than 50% of chance of happening, or you know, things of happening. So this expression, after I heard that for the first time, when I watched Shark Tank or other series, I'm like, oh my God, this is so common. So like I can say, I go to the gym more often than not, which means like maybe 5 times a week, you know, so just another expression. So guys, as I was telling you, some, any, and no, and all those words we're going to see today, try to pay attention whenever you listen to a song, you see a TV show episode or something like this. Very good, Terezinha. She was saying that she is listening to the audios. That's so good. I'm glad to hear that. Actually read. So let's start with some. Guys, every time that we have the word some in a sentence, we're basically showing or we're meaning in a specific, specified quantity. So we're talking about a quantity that it's not clear, that it's just like a bunch, like some. And some may be used for singular or also plural nouns. So for example, some water, some time, some paper, some food, all these words are in a singular form, right? And also, but you can say Erika, but there's no waters. Yeah, you don't say I want 2 waters. You're correct. But when you go to a restaurant here in the US, they're going to ask you, would you like some water? And then you say, oh, yes, I want water. And the other said, yes, I'd like some water. And the other, yes. Okay, so 3 waters. So in a different context, we've already had one class about plural, and I think I didn't finish. So I'm going to bring very soon the second part of plural form, because this is something that you really have to have in mind, how to use like water or waters. So you don't say I drink waters or 8 waters, you know. But when you're in a restaurant and you're saying, okay, so 2 coffees and 3 waters, so you're going to hear that a lot. Okay, but I'm going to explain like the plural form and singular for another class. The point is we have some for singular and plural form. So plural, like some people, some vegetables, some glasses, some friends, and so on. Okay. Hey, Mateus, how are you doing? Welcome to the class. So now we're talking about structure. Okay, I was talking about usage and now about structure. And this is important because I really want you to not only understand, but also keep in mind how to use some. So the first part, because it's not the only, but the first part is when we're talking about affirmative sentences, right? Regardless if it's present, if it's past, if it's future, okay, whatever. So guys, repeat, okay? Remember that sometimes I like you guys, to repeat after me, because it helps you a lot to memorize not only the whole sentence, but also the structure and also what we're talking about. So every time I snap my finger, I want you to repeat after me and speak it out loud. Don't be shy, all right? So come on. I'd like to buy some milk. She's going to make some tea. We have some friends who own that house. I'm going to answer you in a few seconds, Fatima. Sarah still needs some more time. Goes to tech. They have some available options now. So guys, as you can see, when I say I like to buy some milk, you're not thinking about like the exact quantity, like 1 liter or 1 gallon or 1 bottle, or you just need to buy milk, you know. And we add some before the noun, basically to give you an idea that you're going to add some quantity that you don't know how much. It's just like in Portuguese, like we would use in English like a little bit, but we don't say like she's going to make a little bit of tea. She's going to make some tea, like, right? You just don't translate it, ok? Você não fala, ela vai fazer algum chá. Isso é uma coisa, eu vou falar um segundinho só em português. Isso é uma coisa que é um erro muito, muito comum, a gente querer ficar traduzindo. I'd like to buy some milk. Eu gostaria de comprar algum leite. Tá, o some pode ser traduzido como um pouco de, tá? Mas não fiquem sempre baseados na tradução, até porque muitas vezes não vai ter nem tradução nem de some, nem de um pouco de, tá? Nem de, desculpa, alguns, enfim, nem um pouco de. Por isso que é interessante vocês entenderem isso, tá? Quando que você usa, que é questão de quantidade e tudo mais, do que ficar decorando tradução. E mesmo quando vocês tiverem que, enfim, quiserem traduzir, não traduzam para algum. Traduzam porque você fala. Ninguém fala, eu preciso comprar algum leite. Right? So just don't do it in English, right? So we have some friends who own that house. Aqui até caberia, a gente tem alguns amigos, so it works, right? But it's not always, so be careful with that translation. Understand how to use it, when to use it, but like, just don't translate like crazy, okay? Fatima and Claudine are just laughing because she said, happy to know you survived the ghost attack. Guys, you just can't believe. Like last week, I don't know if all of you were here in my class, but my husband was out. He was traveling on business, and I was alone at home. And I'm super duper scared of ghosts and all those mystical and, you know, spirits and stuff, especially because I believe, but so I'm kind of scared. And I always have my cell phone here with me because I like to see if you're seeing the same screen that I'm seeing whenever I turn the slide, if it has turned, if I'm still live, you know, just to control. And I always turn it off, as you can see here, and I turned the volume down, always, you know. And suddenly in the middle of the class, the volume started going up, like not only once, but like twice, 3 times, and I got scared, and I was just like, oh my God, it's a ghost. Do you guys remember that? I was so damn scared. And then let me tell you just the end of the situation before we go back. But I called my husband. I was like, honey, you won't believe I was like in the middle of my class and the cell phone and blah, blah, blah. Guys, he works with IT, just so you know. And he was like, oh, come on, that's just a cell phone. That's technology. He said, that's software. Software just breaks. You're kidding me, you're scared. No way, no. He was just laughing at me. He said, I can't believe you're scared. This is not ghost. Like if like suddenly you started hearing noise or something, could be, but this is software. Just wake up. We're in 2019. I can't believe you think it's a ghost. And, okay, so yeah, after he told me that, I started feeling a little bit better. But I locked all the doors and all those things. And when I went to bed, I was like, oh my God, help me. I'm a drama queen. But guys, let's go back here. So I survived, Fatima. Thank you for asking. Let's go back. So we're talking about the affirmative form of some, right? So we're going to use some in affirmative form, but we do have exceptions. So be careful, especially when we have exceptions, because that's when you have to memorize the structure. So the exception here is when we have interrogative sentences, but only when we are requesting something or when we are offering something. If it's just a random questions like, do you have kids? So you don't say, do you have some kids? We're going to use any. We're going to see it in a few minutes. So just be careful because it's only when you are requesting, all right, when you're asking someone for something, or when you are offering, when you have like both sides, right? Offering and asking something for someone or just requesting something, right? So in these cases, in these two situations, and if it's interrogative, of course, you are going to add some to your question. So guys, just repeat. Would you like to drink some tea? You guys are laughing, right? Terezinha. Could you lend me some paper? Do you want to eat some chips? Would you have some time so we can talk? So as you can see, guys, in those 4 sentences, we're just like offering or requesting. Would you like to drink some tea? You know, I'm offering you some tea, you know. Erika, but can I say, would you like to drink tea? Yeah, of course you can. This is perfect. But I don't know, guys, for some reason, this word some before, it's like much more common in English. Like they use it all the time. So keep that in mind. And whenever you have the chance to speak English, to practice your English, try adding these things, even if it's not common in Portuguese, because again, a gente falaria, você quer beber chá? Você quer beber pouco de chá? Mas você quer beber chá também? Right? So we're not used to adding this thing in Portuguese. That's why it's important to understand how it works in English. So whenever you're offering, just add that, some. Right? Do you want to eat some chips? Should we order some pizza right now? What do you think? You know? Could you lend me some paper? So I'm just requesting. And would you have some time? Again, requesting so we can talk. Okay? So far, so good? Guys, so far has nothing to do with distance, right? So far, so good is like, until that moment of the class, is everything okay? So far, so good. Right? Next one, let's talk about any. So now we're gonna have 3 specific situations for structure, but before, let me talk about the usage. So every time we have any, again, we're still talking about unspecified quantity. I'm sorry, it may be used for singular or plural nouns, but here, guys, it refers to one, some, or all, right? Like some, we had a different idea, but with regards to any, it refers to one, some, or all. So for example, any person, anytime, any girl, any option, what else? Any grapes, plural form. Any friends, any cards, any questions, right? It will depend on your sentence. It will depend on what you mean. So all those things are important so you know and you understand, okay? So now, structure. Let's understand how we should use any. As soon as my slide just changes. So every time that we're talking about any, we're going to have 3 different usages in the structure for this, right? The first one is related to the negative sense. Every time that we have negative sentences in English, and what I mean by negative sentences is when we are adding not to our sentence, which blah, blah, blah. It might sound a little obvious what I'm saying, but you're going to see it's not, okay? Just hang in there because we still have no, and I'm going to explain that. But every time you want to make your action negative, you got to add not. And guys, now it will really depend on your sentence because if it's present tense, so you're going to say do not or don't, does not or doesn't, did not is the past, right? So did not or didn't, will not or won't. And guys, I'm not going to say all of them, otherwise we'll be here like the whole class just saying the blah, 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 not and the contractions. But I guess you understood, now you understand what I mean. Every time we have a verb like is not or are not, isn't, aren't, we are going to use any, right? So for instance, we don't have any time. Erika, can I say we don't have time? Yes, you can. But the difference now is when you say we don't have time, you're just saying that you're out of time. Hang in there. The point is when you say we don't have any time, it means we don't have a time to breathe. We don't have any second to split. So stop with that. Let's do it right now. You are emphasizing your sentence. When you say, I shouldn't tell you any of this, it means I'm telling you so many things that I wasn't supposed to say. You know, I'm emphasizing my sentence. So yeah, you can say, I shouldn't tell you this. And it's okay. We don't have time. He doesn't have friends in Chicago. I don't want to cause you I don't want to cause you trouble. You can say any of these sentences without any. But when you add any, you're just emphasizing, you're just saying they can't drink any alcohol because those girls are pregnant, and pregnant women can't drink any alcohol, not even I was gonna say bottle, like not even bottle, but the glass of wine or a sip, that's a sip of alcohol, because that's dangerous for the baby. So that's the meaning for any here in this case. You're just emphasizing it, all right? So guys, just repeat after me, okay? We don't have any time. I shouldn't tell you any of this. He doesn't have any friend in Chicago. This is so sad. I don't want to cause you any trouble. They can't drink any alcohol. Okay, guys, so far so good. Second usage for the structure of any. Whenever we have a random interrogative structure, we are going to use any. So again, if you're offering or if you're requesting something, so you use some, right? But when you're just asking, you know, you're not offering, you're not requesting, you're just asking. So you're gonna use any, right? So do you know any of these girls? Is it drinking any water? Like, can you do any of this? Do you have any kids? You know, so you're not like, when I say, is it drinking any water? I'm just worried to know if the cat, for instance, is getting better, and if the cat is drinking water, like any water. So I'm kind of worried. That's my question. You know, again, I'm not offering, I'm not requesting. Or do you have to buy any food right now? Like, you know, we are in the middle of the meeting. Do you know, I'm just emphasizing that as well. Guys, repeat. Do you know any of these girls? Isn't drinking any water? Does she need to speak any language? Can you do any of this? Actually, it's these. Any of these? Do you have to buy any food right now? All right, guys. So most of you kind of know how to use some or any until here. Right? So we use a lot any for negative or for interrogative, but it doesn't end here. We have one more situation which I like calling it an exception, because, you know, for affirmative sentences, we always use some, remember? But we are going to use any for affirmative sentences as well, but only with regards to one single and specific case, which is when you don't care the answer. When the answer of what you're asking or just saying is like whatever to you, like no matter which, you know, when you show indifference to something, when the answer is just like, whatever. So you're going to use any. Let me give you an example. The first one, I would like to eat any fruit. Like, I'm a type of girl who loves any fruit. So I love all types of fruit. And if you just say like, Erika, what fruit would you like me to buy? I'm here at the grocery store, or I am the farmer's market. There are special fruits here. What fruits would you like? And I said, you can buy any fruit, or I would like to eat any fruit. It means if you bring me banana, orange, pear, strawberry, blueberry, I like them all. So whatever. you know. So they usually drink any tea, like chamomile, like lavender, like lemongrass. There are different types of tea, so any tea works, you know. I just like drinking tea. You can choose any beverage, so you're just being indifferent to the answer, to the situation. So when you want to show this indifference, you just say anyone, any fruit, any restaurant, any house, any whatever, because you're indifferent. But let's get back here to some here. When you say I like to buy some milk, you are just saying that you're out of milk in your house. There's no milk left. You drink milk a lot, so you have to buy more. You still don't know if you're going to buy, as I told you, 1 bottle, 1 gallon, 1 liter. You don't know, but you have to buy. But when you say that, you usually have one brand or type of milk, like for instance, cashew and almond milk. That's the milk that you like to drink. So you have this milk that it's so specific to you, and you wouldn't drink any other one other than that. So you just say that. But in case I say, oh, Marlene, that's here. Marlene, can you buy any milk? So if Marlene goes to the grocery store and if she buys 1% or 2% or 0%, the percentage is related to the fat, okay guys? Or if she buys coconut milk, I'll drink anyway, because you know I love milk, so regardless what she buys, I'm gonna drink. So that's the difference between I like to buy some milk and I like to buy any milk, or I'm gonna drink any milk. That's the difference between some and any. They are different. Both of them are used for affirmative sentences, but they're basically used for different situations, okay? So every time that you have any into the affirmative sentence, you're just being indifferent, all right? So guys, repeat. I would like to eat any fruit. We want to go to any restaurant. She wants to buy any house in California. As long as it's in California, she wants to buy any house. They usually drink any tea. You can choose any beverage. Okay, guys. So that's the structure for any. So we have seen some, which is for the affirmative, and also interrogative, but only when you are offering or requesting. We've also seen any, which is used for negative, but only when we're adding not. So we have to have like, we do not or we don't want to drink any soda. I don't know. Okay. We also use any for interrogative questions, regular questions, random questions, not when you're offering or requesting, regular questions, and also when it's an exception for the affirmative sentence, but you are indifferent. Okay. Now let's talk about no. Guys, we do have the word no, which is an answer, like the opposite of yes, right? So do you like milk? You can say yes or no, right? But that's not the no that I'm talking about, right? Because that no is quite simple. It's just an answer like yes, no, and that's it. You don't need to complete your answer. You don't need to, you know, talk more if you don't want to. But this one, this no here is just like any. We're going to use it to emphasize your sentence. Right? So it's going to be in the middle of your sentence. This one is not going to be in the beginning, but in the middle of your sentence. And differently from the any that we do have to have not in our sentence to use it. So she isn't any of my friends, for instance, right? When we have no, we are not going to build a negative sentence twice. What I mean is don't, never, ever in your whole life use the verb with not and then no to emphasize. So you're just going to make it twice. It's wrong. So what you're just going to basically do is just, let me get here. We're just going to basically have our sentence as being affirmative, but it's actually negative. When I say, guys, I have, wait, you're not seeing my screen. Come on. I hate delay, guys, like from the bottom of my heart. Come on, I want to explain. Oh, well, I'm going to keep explaining because I don't know what time. Okay, now, because I really wanted to see the sentences. That's why I'm kind of waiting, guys, so I'm sorry. I have no time. When you start your sentence by saying I have, it technically means your sentence is affirmative, is positive, right? Because I have, I don't have is negative. I have is positive. But you have to read the whole sentence or listen to the whole sentence, right? So if I say I have time, yeah, no brainer, that's affirmative. But when I say I have no time, so no time, that's negative. So that's why you have to read / listen to the whole sentence so you can understand the whole context behind it. Because I'm saying I have no time. She has no kids, right? When I say she has no kids, it's the same. The same as saying she doesn't have any kids. Or I have no time. I don't have any time, right? They're just the same, but the structure is different. And guys, you really have to respect that. You really have to respect that. For any, you have to add not. And when you have no, you mustn't. You're forbidden to add not to your sentence. It's wrong to say, I don't have no time. This is totally wrong. She doesn't have no kids. This is wrong. If this is a mistake you make, write it down so you just can remember not to make this mistake again. Okay? So your sentence seems to be affirmative. Seems to be, because you don't have the not in the beginning. So you just have I have and then no time. You can like just build your sentence the way you wish, the tense you wish. So for example, like here, we want no one here in this project. Imagine the sentence was in the past, right? So I was going to say we wanted no one here in this project. So I'm not going to say we did want or didn't. No, we're using no here. We're not allowed to add not. So since we're not allowed to add not, we're also not allowed to add the auxiliary verb did. So I don't say I didn't or just did. Okay. So just be careful with that. We wanted or they needed no money for that. Because it's the past or future. Feel free, guys. Present, past, or future, whatever. You just have to respect the structure of the language, right? So, guys, repeat. I have no time. She has no kids. We want no one here in this project. They need no money for that. And, guys, I almost forgot to mention here, when we're talking about no, we're talking about zero quantity. It's like zero, nothing, no, right? And it may be used for a singular and also plural nouns. So when we have the singular form, we have no time, no money, no room, no creativity, or plural, no kids, no friends, no cards, no drinks. Guys, no room. What I mean by saying no room is the same as no space. So imagine someone wants to come and visit me today, and Tuka says, oh, let's just put a bed here in your office. And I look at my there's no room in my office. I have my computer. I have my desk. We have to figure something out, but there's no room. There's no space here, right? So, or when you are in the airplane, you say, oh my God, there's no much room left. Here for my legs, right? So room. And no, we can use for like affirmative, sorry, for singular or plural, okay? And guys, I also brought some examples here so you can understand the difference between any and no. Like the meaning of them, they're just like the same, okay? You have the same meaning for the sentences. Like when they say, I have no time, it's just like the same as I don't have any time. What is different between them is the structure, is the way you're gonna build your sentence. So I have no time, your sentence seems to be affirmative. I don't have any time. When you have the word any, you have to add not, do not, does not, is not, or not, whatever in your sentence. But there's no difference in the meaning of I have no time and I don't have any time. Both of them are just emphasizing that you just ran out of time, you ran out of time, and you have to focus on what you have to. She has no kids is the same as she doesn't have any kids. They need no money for that is the same as they don't need any money for that. And just start paying attention. Again, when you have different context, when you were listening to native speakers or just people from other countries speaking English, you're going to notice their intonation when they want to emphasize that. So they don't, you may say like, I have no time, but it's usually like, I have no time. I don't have any time, because otherwise you could have said like, I don't have time. I'm sorry. You know, you just can say that. But when you have no or any, technically they usually emphasize. It's just like Portuguese. Assim, meu Deus, eu não tenho nada de dinheiro, nada, zero, nenhum centavo, right? We like to emphasize that, like the same goes in English. Like, I don't have any money. I don't have any sand, anything. You know, it's just like the same in English. Okay, guys. And there's something I'd like to share with you with regards to this topic, which are some extra words that we use. Of course, that the root words we've just seen, so it becomes a little bit easier, right, when to use, because it's not because we're adding a word to that, like somewhere, something, someone, or anyone, or nothing, or whatever, that we are going to change the structure. Or no, you already know the most difficult part, which is to really understand when to use in the affirmative, negative, interrogative, and so on, which is which, and so on. Now we are just, let's say, learning new vocabulary. So somewhere, anywhere, nowhere, it's basically the same if you're in affirmative, negative, interrogative, if you're being indifferent. So when you're talking about somewhere, anywhere, nowhere, it's not now, okay, guys? It's no, nowhere. And when now, nowhere. Não é de agora, é de no. Be careful. We're talking about places. So, I don't know, imagine my husband comes home and said, oh, where are we going to have dinner? And I said, nowhere, we're going to have dinner at home. Or, I don't know, you can pick, you can choose, like anywhere. We can go anywhere tonight. Or we can go somewhere in a city near here because, you know, those restaurants here are boring and blah, blah, blah. So somewhere in Iowa City, for instance, okay? So the same happens to thing, right? So something, anything, nothing. Lots of songs are filled with nothing. Like, I have nothing, nothing's gonna change my love for you, or something like that, right? And someone, anyone, or no one, when you're talking about someone, anyone, or no one, may also be for a thing or a person, right? It's more common to have this for people in general, because for things, we have something, anything, or nothing, right? And we have an exclusive one for person, for people actually, which is somebody, anybody, and nobody. I don't know if you like listening to songs, but I particularly love improving my English and learning things, or getting things when I learn something new and checking into songs because this is something that I usually do every day when I'm cleaning my house, when I'm, I don't know, writing something that, I need to focus. So the music is just playing. The songs or the music, I mean, in a general way, is just playing. So for me, it's pretty good. So you are going to notice a lot of these expressions here in songs, but also dialogues or things like that. And we do have some examples here. So guys, just repeat. He needs to buy something to eat. She doesn't practice anything. I have nothing to do with it. No one helps me. They lived in the middle of nowhere. I live actually in the middle of nowhere, guys. I live in the middle of cornfields. Like we're going to have soon, because now we are in the spring, right? So we're going to have cornfields and soybean fields as well very soon. No more snow. I'm done with the cold weather, by the way. Let's continue. We won't go anywhere this weekend. Would you like to drink something? I need to speak with anybody now. The manager, the director, whatever, but it must be anybody, like as long as it be somebody, as it is somebody. So guys, basically, this is it about some, any, and no. We do have this group here. You're going to have your homework with lots of sentences. So I highly encourage you all not only to take a look at the homework, but also listen to the audios, to the examples. So it helps you memorize better. Pause the audio, repeat. Not only the audio from the homework, but also from the content, because it helps you improve your pronunciation, get better with the content and grammar that it's kind of new to you. So guys, this is it for today. We're going to end our class a little sooner, but it's okay because this is it's not a complex topic. It's not something that it requires a huge effort, but it requires effort. So you really have to go and do your homework and practice. So let me, before, say goodbye to you here. As guys, it is a super important and used thing in English. So make sure that you excellence this topic before you just say, I'm done with that. Just go for exercises, just practice, 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 because guys, practice makes perfect. Okay, guys, so this is it for today. Today was like 10 minutes earlier, but next class, we're going to have vocabulary class. And let me tell you something, if there's things you would like me to bring here, topics, write it down in the VIP club and in our classes, anywhere. Just say, Erika, I would like to have this type of grammar or this type of vocab because I can plan our further classes. I know you've been doing that. So for April, we're going to have lots of amazing things. So sounds good. I'm so glad with this class. Karaja said, I'm really glad to help you. Guys, I'm really glad to help you all. And that's what I really and highly expect. Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. Guys, don't forget to like this video here on YouTube so I can really understand that this topic was helpful to you. So if it was, just don't forget to like this video here on YouTube. And that's it. See you next Tuesday, guys. Don't forget to do the homework, okay? See you next class. And no goals. Você que tá nada no celular, hoje ele ficou quieto. Agora você pode gritar, meu marido tá em casa. Technology. Guys, take care of yourselves. See you next week. Bye-bye.